Hello and welcome to First Impressions. This is a show where my co-host Dash Hooper and I evaluate a new album each week that we have never heard before. And after playing it, we take notes, rate it in a variety of categories, and let you know what we think. And the album we're looking at tonight is Frank's Wild Years, the 1987 album by Tom Waits. And this is your official birthday show, even though the birthday's not till tomorrow. It's the birthday show, so I had to
Birthday
throw
show.
the cake in there. So
Yay.
Tom Waits' birthday and live recording from the last tour Tom Waits did. As you can hear, my neighbors were enthusiastic about it. Oh my gosh, you don't even know. You listen to the whole recording and they are the loudest two women ever. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? Do your thing. At least they weren't talking. I mean, I'll give it that. Like, you're enjoying the show, you're enthusiastic, enjoy it. But the talkers, that's where I lose my mind, as we've discussed. But yeah, I mean, they were into it. But oh my gosh, like you try to listen back to the whole recording and you hear how much they loved everything about everything in that show. But he doesn't tour very often, so it's like if you get a chance to see Tom Waits, you go, because that was 2008, and that was the last time he's played a show. So it's been quite a time. Now he's 75, somewhere around there. So definitely older.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I've probably seen him in more movies than I've ever seen him probably in a live venue. So
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him twice, but I guess we'll get into that when we talk about our history of everything. So today we are digging in to Tom Waits. So let's start, like always, with our history of the artist. So Tom Waits was born in 1949 in Pomona, California, right down the street from me. He's about 30 miles. Pomona's about 30 miles east of here. So yeah, there's a cool venue in Pomona. I always go to, the Glass House. So he was born there. Kind of a run. It's a bit run down now. They've tried to kind of fix it up with little art galleries and everything, but it's still not the greatest area. Probably was a lot better in 1949 when he was born there. So he started out playing in the 1970s. He's playing clubs in San Diego, Los Angeles, Hollywood. You can see if you go to a place like the Troubadour, they have pictures of Tom Waits when he was playing there. He played the Troubadour quite a bit. So in the 1970s, he was playing those clubs, and he was signed to Asylum Records. And his first album, Closing Time, came out in 1973. And at that point, he was considered kind of a smoky piano ballad singer, a barroom poet. And he released songs like Old 55, which the Eagles picked up and covered. And, this was too delicious to pass up. So he was critical of the 1974 cover of his song. He called their version antiseptic and stated, "I don't like the Eagles. They're about as exciting as watching paint dry." I was like,
you guys are in good company. Then you guys are in good company.
Thank you, Tom. I agree. You're right. So yeah, he had to do his little dig at the Eagles, and yeah, honestly wouldn't have even mentioned the fact the Eagles covered his song until I read that quote. I was like, oh, damn, Tom, you and I, sir, we are one. So anytime I get a chance to rip on the Eagles, I will always take that opportunity. So yeah, I was talking at work today with one of the people I was talking about the show we're covering. I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to put my little dig at the Eagles. She's like, yeah, I hate the Eagles too, and their fans. I'm like, yeah, you're right. She was talking about the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm with you. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles too.
So you agree with her on the Philadelphia Eagles? I'm like, no, I mean the music Eagles. She's like, oh, I like them. I'm like, we're not one anymore. I thought we had bonded. Like me, you, and Tom Waits, we are one. But no, just me and Tom Waits. She's on your side. She's on team Glenn Fry Eagles, but not team Philadelphia Eagles, which you're a Cowboys fan, so you're definitely not on team Philadelphia Eagles.
Never.
So, all right. So, yeah, he recorded multiple albums through the 70s, and these were kind of with his barroom crooner vibe. And if you listen to him, even his voice sounds dramatically different. It's not that gargling razor blades while drinking alcohol voice that we get now. It's, the beat poet, bourbon soaked, it was late night vibes, much different. And then in the 1980s, he met his wife, who became his creative partner, and that is Kathleen Brennan. And Kathleen Brennan kind of brought him a different direction. So he married her, and with her as kind of a co-songwriter, she took him into the version that we're talking about today. He reinvented himself. Gone was the jazzy crooner. In came the insane carnival barker. That's the Tom Waits that I
Yeah.
first discovered. I mean, I'm sure the crooner stuff is fine. I still haven't listened to any of it really. I mean, songs here or there, but not any complete albums. But he's got a lot of albums. I mean, the one we're covering today is his 10th, and he recorded more after that. So when he married her, they kind of reinvented him, and it started in 1983 with the album Swordfish Trombones. And that one, it shocked critics because it was a lot different. It was experimental. The instruments were different. He brought in all kinds of, different production. And then that led to 1985's Rain Dogs, which is probably his most famous album. And it's just an eclectic, wild album. I don't know. Have you heard that one before?
I haven't heard that one.
Oh gosh, you if you like this one in any capacity, you have to go to Rain Dogs. That is in my opinion, a perfect album and a rare Pitchfork perfect 10.
Whoa.
But yeah, this album Pitchfork didn't review, so we don't have a Dewey Decimal to throw at it. But it is one of the rare Rain Dogs is one of the rare Pitchfork perfect 10s. Wow. So this is kind of considered a trilogy of his experimental stuff that started with Swordfish Trombones and ended with the album we're going to be covering tonight, and that is Frank's Wild Years. So, hey, Pops.
Hey, Pops.
So, yeah, I'm curious if Pops had to play this one. I think Pops would have been fucking angry at us. Pops would have wanted blood.
There's no way he would.
There's
no way he would have played this on Pill. There's no way he plays this on Pill.
So Pops, I don't know. Do you know Tom Waits? And would you have hated us for making us play a Tom Waits album? Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is not Pops's vibe, but I could be wrong. Pops would be like, no, Tom Waits is my guy. He hates the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. We are one. I don't know if Pops hates the Eagles even. I don't know. He may not be on team I hate the Eagles. It may just be
he don't like Joe Walsh. He don't like Joe Walsh, but
as we discovered, because that day is funny. The day I was covering the Joe Walsh album, he's like, shame on you for not hearing this album, never listening to this album before. And I said, I just wish I hadn't heard it. And then he played it on Pilled and was like, oh damn, it's not one of the good Joe Walsh albums. Because his later stuff's fine. I mean, I know his later albums better if we were on that kick again, but that one, yeah, we all agreed. So I don't know. Pops, you tell us. Are you a Tom Waits fan? Do you know Tom Waits? You know his movies, maybe? Because that's one thing I didn't talk about in his history is he also was an actor. I don't know if he still acts. I haven't
seen him in anything lately, but I know he did, there in the 80s.
He was pretty big in the 80s, in the 90s. He was doing stuff. So let's see if I wrote down some of the movies he was in. So
The Outsiders for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. He was in Down by Law.
Oh yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. He was Renfield. So that one, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, a Coen Brothers movie. The Suicide: A Love Story. I remember that one. He has not won any Academy Awards, so he's, in search of his EGOT. He's still not there. Trent from last week, he's closer. He needs to do his Broadway to make it happen. And Tom Waits, in this album, when we talk about the history right now, he tried his hand at Broadway, at stage production, and does not have a piece of his EGOT from it. So, yeah, it did not go as planned. So Frank's Wild Years, his 10th album, released in 1987, was originally written as a stage play, and forgive my bad Italian, un operecci romantico in 2 acts. So that's where this came from. And Frank's Wild Years, the character that he creates in this was from a song, Frank's Wild Years, on Swordfish Trombones. And I listened to the song. I cannot say I liked it. It's just him talking a story over kind of meandering music. That is not my favorite version of Tom Waits. He does that in a lot of his albums, a lot of his songs, and those are always my skips. But this one doesn't have a Tom Waits talking song. So
No.
I guess at least there's that, because those ones are always insta skips for me. Like even on vinyl, I will get up and put the effort in. And Frank's Wild Years is one of those where it's just like, all right, let me talk for 3.5 minutes. You lose me there, sir. Even though we're one about the Eagles. If Tom Waits is listening, like, all right, and no talk jams. That's not my thing.
No
So
beatniks, no beatnik
yeah,
poetry.
beatnik poetry over, burning carnival background music.
Now that you say he's a carnival barker, I totally see it.
Yeah. He is selling snake oil for sure, and I would buy it from him. He could convince me to buy the snake oil.
Yeah.
I'm in. So the record, it was full of cabaret, polkas, ballads, and just very surreal storytelling. I mean, once we get to the lyrics, we'll talk about it, but they are not easy to decipher, even though it's kind of for a play. I'm thinking if you're at the play, you're going to think, what the hell is this play even about?
That's the hardest part I had with this album was trying to figure lyrics that I actually like. So I kind of had to what is it? Put them in a synopsis, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of had to it's hard for me to but we'll get to it when we get to the lyrics.
Yeah. Digging in kind of like the English lit major, I felt like I had to go through that process again just to try to decipher anything he was talking about. And and I dug through, and it's hard because when you do your first listen, it's so odd musically. It's hard to focus even on the lyrics when some of the stuff that's going down. Yeah. But we'll get to that when we dig into it more. But reviews were at the time very mixed. They weren't they weren't hugely positive, they weren't hugely negative. It kind of sits in, most of the people kind of give it like that 3-star range is where it sits. So let me see, I pulled them up. All Music gave it 4 stars. The popular music encyclopedia gave it 4 stars. Los Angeles Times gave it 2.5 stars. Mojo gave it 3. Rolling Stone gave it 3. Robert Christgau, who we talk about a lot because he reviewed a lot of those albums back in the day, and you don't have to pay to read his reviews, unlike Rolling Stone. So right. Robert Christgau, he gave it a B, and he said that you'll find 5 to 6 songs that stand on their own, and you'll find a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense musically, that are musical fragments. So yeah, he said it's like if Rudy Valley was sang through a megaphone. So it's like, all right, I'm Robert Christgau for the win again. He's the one that called Paul Simon wimpy. Now he's saying, all right, Rudy Valley sung through a megaphone. So I'm like,
the fact that he dug up Rudy Valley is fantastic there.
He's the GOAT. Gotta love Robert Christgau. I love his reviews, and I love that he'll just talk some shit before, because Pitchfork kind of picked up that whole vibe when they first started. Like, all right, we're just gonna be vicious and talk shit, but Christgau is so much more artistic. So right. Yeah, he said that he wants to sound old, and yeah, you can see that even though now he is old officially. Back then he was trying to sound old with a lot of the way the production was put through, and like, again, when we dig into it more, we'll see. what we have to say. But yeah, it was a very kind of mixed reviews. As with all, through time, it's gained more acclaim. People saying, "Oh, you didn't understand it at the time," but it's easy to say that if you didn't actually review it in real time and you look
Right.
at now kind of his legacy overall. So, hey John, how's it going? So, John, if you know anything about Tom Waits, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your opinions. Anybody, if you have anything to say about Tom Waits, we'd love to hear it. So, yeah, reviews mixed, stronger now, but I think even still, it doesn't sit as a top tier Tom Waits. It's more in kind of the middle,
Middle.
and especially when it followed Rain Dogs, which that one, even in its time, got hugely positive reviews, and it was a follow-up. So it's always kind of hard to follow up something that's so beloved by so many people, and then you get this, it's going to be a stage play, which I had to research the stage play reviews as well, because I was curious, like, did people love it? And the stage play reviews kind of sit in the same realm as the reviews of the album. No one particularly loved it. No one particularly hated it. And it had production issues that even Tom Waits acknowledges, and he says he wishes it had more time so that they could have ironed those out and eventually brought it to Broadway, because it wasn't on Broadway, it was in Chicago that it was performed. So it didn't, I mean, nothing about this album got the heavy praise or heavy hatred. It just kind of sat in that middle zone. So, I mean, and honestly, listening to it for the first time, I can see kind of where they
Right.
are. Like, it's sometimes too experimental, sometimes too odd to be enjoyable, but that's where we'll talk about when we hit our overall thoughts. So for now, what's your history with Tom Waits?
Like I said, I mean, this was one where I didn't have a whole lot of history. It was well, with the music wise, I knew, like I said, knew he was an actor. Seen him in, like I said, Outsiders, Renfield. I mean, I couldn't forget. I can't believe I forgot that he was in Dracula. But yeah, I've seen him in a lot of his movies. Buster Scruggs was definitely where I started, because that was a relatively recent, few years ago
Mm-hmm.
movie. So this was one when we started digging up and figuring out which ones we were going to do for this show. Um, that I was like, or yeah, I want to do this because I want to listen to more. So, and you and I have
Mm-hmm.
spent a few hours discussing him on chat and everything. So
Yeah.
I really want to get into more of his music. I did like this album, did appreciate it, but I want to get really more into. It's like you said you really like a lot of his albums, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's pretty much my history, is just the movies and his acting. So I want to get more into the music, because I
Yeah.
really did. I'd heard that he had sang, but it never really registered until I was looking for some stuff for this show.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my history, uh, I didn't know anything about Tom Waits until about 19 or about 2000, maybe four. And he was playing at Bridge School. Now I don't remember if that's the exact year, but he was playing there, and that was Bridge School Benefit is a show. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do it up in the Bay Area, run by Neil Young and at the time his wife Peggy Young, and they bring in just this all-star cast of musicians that all play acoustic. And I think that year they had Metallica and The Who, and maybe it was the year with Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know. I mean, they always have these just spectacularly good lineups of bands coming in and playing acoustic. And on the bill for one of the 2 days was Tom Waits. I knew nothing going into it, and all of a sudden he comes out and he's just playing it. I think believe it was Lucinda, and he's just stomping his foot, and there's all this dust kicking up and this growl, and I was like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing I've seen in my life. And I look at April like, this is fucking brilliant. She's like, eh. So already she's like, she's dismissive, and I'm just marveling at this because if you've never seen him live, and a lot of people haven't because he doesn't play very often, he is one of the most captivating performers you'll see. He's pounding his foot, just slamming it into the ground. And, he's got dust and things just underneath him. And it is just, it is unbelievable. I mean, it's hard to really explain how incredible it is until you actually just witness it. So, yeah, I was sold from the moment I saw him. So I started kind of grabbing up some of his albums. I think I bought Mule Variants because that's the one that had Lucinda in it. And I loved that one. And then it was just kind of hunting down his other stuff from there. But I still haven't heard all of his albums because he's got a lot. I play Rain Dogs a lot. I play Real Gone a lot. And then songs from his other stuff, Mule Variants. And I mean, I probably own about 8 to 9 of his albums
Wow,
and
that's good.
haven't played any of the other ones in any real capacity. So it's one of those things where I still have a lot of Tom Waits I could explore. Even
Right.
though I've played more than you have, I have more that I could be exploring of him. So this was actually at the Phoenix show, which if you heard the intro music, that was from the Phoenix show, one of the recordings that I made. And yeah, he just lifts his leg and just like stomps it, and all this glitter dust are just kicking into the air every time he does
Fantastic.
it. And he's just kind of doing his carnival barker thing, and it's so good. I mean,
That's
it's all
fantastic.
I can say. It's a thing of beauty. If he tours again, even if he's 75 or 76, I will drag myself there because this one, he was in Phoenix, and he did no LA dates, so I had to drive out to Phoenix, but it was a no-brainer. April also drove out to Phoenix and stayed in the hotel with, at the time, I think my daughter was around like 1.5 when I went to that show. So April hung in the hotel. Then the next day we kind of milled around Phoenix and just had some fun. So yeah, but yeah, she even then like, no, I don't need to see him. I saw him once. I'm good.
She's
So
good. She was
she's always had that. But yeah, that performance at Bridge School just sucked me in. So yeah, I got to see, because
she
now I'm
was
curious what year it was.
she was not happy when you said she wasn't happy listening to some of these songs.
No, she was no, and it's funny because my daughter was in the kitchen. We were all listening to it together, and we're grooving to some of it.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, I don't get it. You guys are wrong. This is horrible. And then a couple of them, she's like, oh, never mind. That's actually pretty good. I
Pretty
like
good
this
song.
song.
Yeah.
So yeah, she still okay. So he would have been I guess it was 2013 he did Bridge School. So okay. No, I don't. I think that he did. He must have done another one. So I don't know. So yeah, that one. Okay, so I guess he did play after 2008. So it was. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to dig through my DATs because I have it recorded somewhere, and I
Right.
know it was definitely before Phoenix because that was the first time I heard him. But yeah, I'll look that up at a later date. And that one, yeah, like I said, that was my introduction to him. Mind was blown, and now I became a fan. And yeah, his album collection. I need to get the rest. I need to kind of just play the rest of them, buy them on vinyl, and give it a trust because I'm sure nothing is completely unsalvageable. Nothing's full Kate Bush on his catalog, I'd have to say.
Yeah, this one wasn't a Kate Bush or full Kate
No,
Bush.
no. I
Not at
mean,
all.
it had its moments.
Yeah.
Once we get to our skips, it's not like I'm going to say it's flawless. I'm not some sycophant because there's people that, oh, nothing he does is less than brilliant. His role in Mystery Men was that a thing of genius. So
Oh.
so yeah, that's what I encountered at the
Yeah.
concert in Phoenix was those people that like, oh yes, everything this man does is pure brilliant. I'm like, nah, he's got some clunkers. Let's not pretend the man is flawless.
Yeah. Even
But
even
yeah,
my even some of my favorite actors and singers have uh flaws. So
I
I
mean,
could
no band has a perfect catalog. No band has an unskippable catalog.
yeah.
And you know, love them as much as you do. There's always going to be a few songs, or maybe even few albums, where you think, nope, not
Yep.
this one.
Yep.
Much like the Frank's Wild Years song itself. Like, oh gosh, I was listening to it, and it was not. I was not vibing. I was just
The self-titled song, yeah. Where yeah. Yeah.
the song from Swordfish Trombones, and then there's some on this one that once we dig into our skip this one, we'll see. But for now, what were your overall thoughts with the album?
I like that this put me in several different moods.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're this and now that you said it like you said at the beginning in Carnival Barker, he's selling you uh grow old tonic, or and then the next time he's selling you I'll make you young tonic, and I got snake oil, and I loved, but I like that it did that. I like that you were just uh all over the place, and
Yeah.
and my girls were when I was listening, they heard me. She's like, "Daddy, you were chuckling a lot through a lot of,"
Hmm.
and I was like, "Yeah, because some of the songs is it's just a good chuckle, and
Yeah.
that's not a bad. I'm not putting down the song. It was just a good chuckle. Some of the things that he's talking about. Overall, just I thought it was this for my first experience with Tom Waits on a actual album. I thought
Hmm.
it was really good, though. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, he does have some clunkers on this one, but
Mhm.
overall, I was having a good time going up and down, and like I was all over the carnival. So I was on the roller coaster, then on the Ferris wheel, and then I was in the
Hmm.
tunnel of love, and then I was in just everywhere in this carnival. So it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would agree. It's definitely all over the map. And yeah, you're spending time in the carnival. That's my favorite version of Tom Waits is the snake oil salesman carnival barker, and it's just I mean it's a wild ride. It's
Yeah.
got a lot good, and the bad was really bad.
The
I'll
bad
say
was bad.
that.
Yeah, the bad was
It
bad.
the bad hits you hard and how much I dislike it. Where some of the songs I'm grooving, my daughter and I, we got the heads bobbing, we're feeling it. And then the next track comes like, oof, like hit the brakes. This thing just screeched to a really bad halt. So yeah, there's a particular 3 song sequence that almost pulls me out of this whole album. And when we get to the skips, we'll talk about that. But I think it works more than it doesn't work. That's kind of my overall thought on this one is what's good outweighs what's bad. Kind of like Robert Christgau saying, it's like it's got, like 5 really good songs amongst some,
Yeah.
not all the ones that aren't good are terrible, but it's just kind of a mixture. And it even has 2 songs that are in there in 2 different versions.
Right.
So kind of an odd way to put it together. And that was one of the criticisms of the album is like, okay, you have these songs here twice. We know what you're going for, but do we really need them in 2 different versions? So yeah, when we get to, I don't know if any of those make your kind of overall best thought songs or anything, but it had what was the one? It was the bat not the batsman, the belfry. I'm just thinking of the chorus, but innocent when you dream is there twice, and straight to the top is there in 2 different versions. So that was one of the things people were saying is we don't really need them twice. Once was fine, even that debatable on one of them, but that's a thought for later. But we can talk about what we didn't like. Let's talk about instead what did you like? What were one of your favorite
Oh,
songs on this one?
I thought the "Hang On, Saint Christopher," the start of the album was
Mhm.
fantastic. "Way Down in the Hole"
Mhm.
was a really good song. You got a lot of gospel feel on that one. So, like I said,
Mhm.
you're in you're in a carnival. You're and I like that you gave the good the couch metaphor, or the good comparison. And then I liked "Cold Cold Ground."
Mhm.
Um, uh, it was a good ballad. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting him to. I wasn't expecting him to have some really good ballads on this, but
Yeah.
that one was really really good.
Mhm.
And I thought uh, "I'll Take New York" was all right. It's not as great a song on there
Mm,
by any stretch, but I like the feel of the song. You felt like you were in New York as you were listening
yeah.
as he was singing. So that's uh some of my favorite songs on there for sure.
Yeah, and I would say that's definitely 80s New York, the kinda
Yeah,
dirty,
yeah,
dingy, clean it up and make it beautiful New York. Because
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't known as this, now it's a touristy spot. It's you can walk around New York and you're fine, but it used to be a
This
more
is the
dangerous place, and I'd say this is the more dangerous New York he's singing about in that
Yeah,
song.
this is the New York where the Triple X theaters were all along the walkways.
Yep.
Times Square was not what it was.
Yeah,
So
you're
yeah,
not gonna be solicited by Elmo in
yeah,
that New York.
no,
Like dirty costume Elmo's not soliciting you. It's someone else. It's still dirty, but it's not Elmo.
yeah.
So yeah, that New York that he sings of, that's that, like you said, the triple X flashy sign, New
Yeah.
York, not, badly done characters trying to rob you of money.
I
So
just, yeah, you just, it was just the way he sang it and put you there. Like you
yeah.
could, yeah, this is one of those songs where you felt you were in New York with him.
Yeah, it's grimy, but that's what it needs to be. It's
Mm.
not, the New York is not the Frank
Yeah,
Sinatra.
no
This
way.
is this is such a great place. Start spreading the news. Like, no, start spreading the news. Get the hell out. It's nasty.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, I don't
I,
know. I think musically that one kind of took me out, but
yeah,
I think it worked for what it needed to be. It feels that it has a dirty feel, and that's
I
perfect
think,
for it.
yeah, I think the lyrics for that one was one that where, yeah, I could see where the music might take you out, but the
Mhm.
lyrically, I felt like it was strong as a song.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, one of the ones I put on there was "Hang On, Saint Christopher." I had that as
Oh
well,
yeah,
and
great
it's
song.
just it starts the album off on the right foot, and we've talked about it time and again that how you start an album is so crucial to see if you want to keep going. And he could have started this with a few songs that would have instantly pulled the needle off. So he started it instead with a good kind of almost like a road trip vibey song. You got this marriage of horns and guitar, and it's strange, but it's got a head bop quality to it
Yep.
where a lot of the album it passed a lot of the album I used when I was running. I think it was yesterday's run actually. So it was listening to it on the run test, and this one I was like, okay, I can run to this. It's got a rhythm, it's got a movement, and then it's got some where it was like, no, skip. I cannot run to this, even if I like the song. It was not a great run song. So another one I put on my list, I liked "Blow Wind Blow." I thought it had that kind of
Yeah,
a haunted quality to it. I love
very
the
much
kind of
so.
the subtle banjo and the horns that sounded like blowing wind, and then just kind of this strange fragmented narrative that's going on in it. And I kind of equated it to, it feels like the narrator was walking around a bar and overhearing fragments of
Yeah,
conversations, not full conversations. He's giving us the pieces that he gets. I mean, and he's just, oh, I heard a little bit about this, and I
yeah,
heard a little bit about this woman who was cheating, and I heard a little bit about this man who ended up, on the electric chair, and he's just overhearing things, and he's reporting back to us incomplete stories,
yeah,
but the way it's done just kind of the windswept vibe of the song really works. It's just like, I'm going to bring to you these tales, but they're not complete. You can fill in the holes yourself. So yeah, I liked how that did it. It's like all of a sudden the English lit major antenna starts perking
yeah,
up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to dig into this, these conversations from a bar that I'm picking up as he's retelling them. And it's almost like he's sitting at the bar drunk off his ass, too
yes,
much
yeah,
bourbon, and he's like, "Oh man, I was talking to this guy, and this happened, and I saw this guy, and he was cheating on his wife," and he's just recalling the stories, but he's too drunk to make them coherent, and too drunk to finish them. because before he finishes them, he goes to the next one. So that's kind of
Yep.
where that one went for me. I really liked Way Down in a Hole.
Oh, way down also good.
That's the one that April actually liked. It started and she was giving it her standard scowl, and then she listened like, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this. Like, all right. She's got one Tom Waits song that she can give her seal of approval. So yeah, that one, just the bass and the horns just working
That
together.
was
He
that
plays
was
the
a
horns and bass together so well.
wasn't that a theme to one of the TV show?
It was The Wire.
The Wire, yeah.
And because I looked it up. Now I've never seen The Wire, so it wasn't like, oh well, you know it because you knew The Wire. Kind of like if it was like the Sopranos theme song, like, oh, you know it because of the Sopranos. But no, I never watched The Wire. I've heard it's something I should watch one day, but I haven't got to it. And yeah, I love that one. I love kind of his messaging where he's now the Frank character is now looking at like, I'm so far down in this, I need some way of redemption. So that is a great one, and you can see why it would work for kind of a cop show like that.
That's
And
why
then,
that's why I recognize, because I'd watched The Wire. So
okay,
as soon as that popped on, I was like, that yeah, that's I mean, that's probably why I liked it too at that moment. Yeah.
yeah. So I also had Yesterday Is Here, and that one just felt like this kind of soundtrack of a windswept western. It's
Yeah.
got
Oh yeah.
that kind of spaghetti western vibe going on with it. And yeah, I thought that one was really good. And then the last one was the telephone call from Istanbul, because up to that point I was kind of
Uh-oh.
losing it. And
Uh-oh.
that one is like, all right, the carnival barker has returned, the weird screeching organ. Like this one, I'm just in a carnival. It's fallen apart. It's rusty. It's dead. And yet he's still trying to sell us his snake oil as the Ferris wheel burns behind him. So that one,
Yeah.
I started to visualize it, and it worked for me. So yeah, it must be in your not favorite list. So
One of my not favorite. I mean, it's a.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you
I
skip
could
it, you
take it or
skip it.
leave it. I could take it or
Yeah.
leave it. Is what
I'm gonna stand my ground, because last week
That's-
I got talked out of talking about In It because the committee hated it so much, and I'm like, it was on my favorite list one. I'm like, I didn't want the room to kill me,
yeah.
but yeah, like, yeah, it's funny, but yeah, if you don't like it, that's fine. I mean,
did you mention
each their own.
Temptation? Like, I know Temptation's been covered like a bazillion times, has it not?
It has. I haven't talked about Temptation yet, but yeah. Spoiler alert, I will.
That's yeah. That I think I didn't know because other people have covered it, so I always thought it was their song until I heard it.
Yeah, it's his, I believe, but I think, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think it was written by him, as far as I know. But let's see. I got Genius up right now, so
Nice.
let's see. It'll tell us if that is his, if he wrote the song, or if it's a cover. It is says produced by Tom Waits. Let's see if it says if the lyrics are by him.
Songwriters are Thomas Allen Waits.
Yep, and then his wife would always be the co-songwriter. So yeah, he wrote it. So there you go.
I know there was a lot of covers of it though.
Yeah, they might be better. So I don't know.
Well, I will probably agree with you because I've heard it a few times. So
I don't know if I have heard any of the covers. I'll have to check them out. It's one of those things I can try to hunt down. So now we can move into our next category before we beat him up a little bit. What are your favorite lyrics from this one?
Oh, let's go back to my handy dandy. I'm gonna go. I'll take New York
Okay.
because I'm gonna do saying or I want to do this one first. You probably have it as well, but why I like the lyrics so much on this one, and this was the only one that I could really really understand. It's probably why it again, like I said, I like this song is because I didn't have to like do a synopsis on a lot of the lyrics themselves. But it just I'll tip a newsboy, I'll get a shine, I'll ride that dream to the end of the line. I'm going to be going places. I'll get a ride. Take me to the riverside. I'm going to take you to New York. So he's already just there. I mean, you're there. I mean, I can see the news. I just get the vibe of the newsboy standing on the corner of the again the Barker or uh, I've been to New York quite a few times and I feel
Yeah.
it, but it's just everything. It's just I'm everything. It's so simple in the lyrics. It's not like this is a deep, deep uh love song or anything like
No.
that, and it doesn't have like is a lot of it's I'm or I'll or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Hmm.
But why I like it in the simplicity of the lyrics is that it just puts you there, and it's like we talked about where I've been to New York so many times,
Yeah.
and I can almost just see. I mean, I'm sitting there listening to the music, and you can just I'm picturing walking
Hmm.
down the streets and the alleys and heading towards you know uh the theaters at David I can't even think of his name now, um the late night show, the all
Oh,
the
David Letterman.
David Letterman's theater, and I could see all these things, and I just thought that was a really cool thing like that. Saint Christopher, the lyrics hit me so much. There's not one that really stands out, but you're the patrons. I travel and being in the military. Saint
Hmm.
Christopher was something that you always identified with,
Okay.
patron saint of travelers
Yeah.
and things like that.
Hmm.
And so let me, I got it on here. Let me pull it up real quick. See, hang on, Saint. There it is. Buckle down the rumble seat and let the radiator boil. Got an overhead downshift on a $2 grill. This dude, he's on the road.
Yeah. The road trip
This
song for
this is the
sure.
road trip song, and this is the start of the album.
Hmm.
And it just brings you in. And then
Yeah.
hang on, Saint Christopher with a Barrel House Dog, kick me up Mount Baldy, throw me out in the fog. Just a great, yeah. This is a road trip song, and you get your buddies, you jump in a truck, and you're just gonna throw this song on.
Yeah.
I'm talking about back in the '80s. I don't know about now, but back in the '80s, you get your guys in your pickup truck, and you can go
Yeah. We
drive
don't
the
sit
back
in the
road.
back anymore.
You go driving the back roads. I just love again. So this one kind of made me feel young in
Yeah.
in a way. So those are the ones that I'll talk about because I know you got some as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. I had to do, like I said, I had to put on my English lit major hat. It's been a while now. The first one I just thought was funny. So this one I did not do any deep evaluation, but it's from Telephone Call from Istanbul. Never trust a man in a blue trench coat. Never drive a car when you're dead. Like, sound advice,
yeah,
sir.
that's what I'm talking about when you have to do synopsis on what why is
Yeah.
he.
Yeah.
So you're
Who in a blue trench coat has betrayed you, sir?
yes,
And
yes.
not driving when you're dead. I mean, I'm all for that. That's a bit of a mess on the road, but I thought that he repeats that throughout the songs. Like,
Yeah.
this is the weirdest damn lyrics ever, and I just got a chuckle out of those ones. So it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
me
what that was.
digging
That,
through anyway.
that was one of the ones I was laughing that my daughter heard me laughing at. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah. So it's like, never drive a car when you're dead. Like, fact. I agree. So yeah, I also had from Blow in Blow. This is where again we were kind of talking about how it's that fragmented stories. Well, the end one seems to be talking about someone going to the electric chair, but the
yep.
way he buries it in the metaphors, that's definitely like reading a poem. Like, this would have been something you would have read in one of your poetry classes. So, I ride upon a field mouse. I was dancing in the slaughterhouse. And if you swing along the beltway, you skid along there all day. Because I went a little crazy and I sat upon a high chair and I'm smoking like a diesel way out there. So he
Yeah,
did something he shouldn't have, probably killed somebody, and now he's smoking in the electric chair. So I
yep.
liked that kind of blend of metaphors in his kind of story that's a whole bunch of random stories that
That
he's
song is
just giving.
that song is a creative writer's dream. That
Yeah,
song is yeah.
throw that one at the English lit guys
Yeah.
if they're doing it. Like, all right, my friend is an English lit major. Like, oh, you got to use some Tom Waits lyrics, but yeah,
Interpret this.
yeah, interpret it. You and I went to school together. We know the deal. We would have had to dig into this and find something coherent to pull out of it. But you get that, through this whole structure of stories that, not quite complete stories. We get the story of the person on the electric chair. What did he do to land himself on it? I went a little crazy. How so? We have a cheating husband earlier in the story.
Yep.
There's all these pieces that could get that. Was it a cheating husband? Is that the wife who's singing it? I mean, it's you could spend days on that one. You could have a fun time.
You
Write
get
an
a
essay.
yeah. I got like that's what I got. I felt like I don't know who was telling the story per se. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was him or it was her, but yeah, I feel like it was an entire story, but told in weird, like almost like in acts. It was almost
Yeah.
like the act of the play. Is the way I saw that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree, and it's I just felt like it's a drunk man's retelling of something he either saw or was told by someone else. So you
Yeah.
get kind of that telephone version where the story changes more and more as it goes along. But yeah, I liked that one, how it closed out the song. I had Train Song, which this song was
That was a
one of
good
his
song.
ballads where it almost sounds like he's crying the lyrics. So that
Yeah.
was kind of an interesting delivery. But I remember when I left without bothering to pack. Don't you know I up and left with just the clothes I had on my back? Now I'm sorry for what I've done, and I'm out here on my own. It was a train that took me away from here, but a train can't bring me home. And that's, I mean, you dig into those lyrics and you have so much of this when you can never go home.
Right.
The home you left will never be the home you return to. I mean, oh, maybe the Mervins is a Spirit Halloween now, whatever it may be, but that's not what he's referring to. It's just home won't exist in the same way. It can't exist
Yeah.
in the same way because once you leave it, it's never going to be there again.
If
So
yeah.
that train song, all of that is just that loss of home. And
Yeah.
I believe that comes after the New York song, if I'm not mistaken, or is it
It,
right
I
before?
I think it's like. Is it right? Let me see.
Let me
It
see.
is right. I think it's
It's
right after. No,
train song's right at the end.
right at the end.
So,
Yeah.
so train song kind of closes it out. He's gone to New York. He's gone to Vegas. Frank, they say it's a rags to rags story. So he definitely doesn't succeed and become grossly famous. It's just, this journey. And now he's thinking back on it because he talks about in one of the earlier songs how I'll go to New York, I'll go to Vegas. I'll take a train. He's talking about all these things he's going to do with this bright-eyed optimism. And now here we are in Train Song, right before the second version of Innocent When You Dream, when he realizes it was all a failure. And he knows he left this home. He shouldn't have left the home. He's sorry for leaving the home and leaving the woman that he left behind, because you get that through some of the other songs. I didn't grab those particular lyrics, but he leaves this love of his life and, I'm going to seek this fame. And now it didn't work out. It looked like it was going to get there, but it failed in the end. And now this train, he could take this train home, but he'll never be home. And what he left behind is just regret. So it's like, all right, English major hat back on. So
if Cold Cold Ground had not been on the album, Train Song would have been the best ballad. I mean, in my opinion, would have been the best ballad on the album.
they're two very strong songs. I think at a point you start to feel, I feel like it's kind of losing me at certain moments, but Cold Cold Ground and Train Song bring it so strongly to a lot of the narrative is very difficult to decipher. I mean, you really have to sit and read it like you're reading poetry in a class. And for this one, when you get to those ones, you realize, okay, you're not going home. It's too late. You'll never go back home. And yeah, just a beautiful way to kind of close out the album.
Yeah, what I liked, and I should have said earlier, this isn't your typical 80. This isn't the, you're not getting Wham! Wake Me Up Before
Yeah.
You Go Go. You know the lyrics right away. You kind of know what they. This is an 80s album where you have to really dig into the just not even just the lyrics. You have to dig into the music itself because each song is definitely telling a story. Like I said, you're not getting Wham! And each song sounds almost the same except for a couple of them, or you're
Yeah.
not getting well, and nothing against Wham! Because I like Wham! I love my 80s albums and everything,
Mhm.
but this is an album that really, I mean, probably, and I can see why a lot of people like this album. I know it got mixed reviews, but retroactively, a lot of people like this album because it does make you think. It's the storytelling albums. Like this would be
Yeah.
good on. This would have been a good album with him to do with somebody on Cross or like MTV Unplugged or
The
uh,
storytellers.
the Storytellers. This would have been a fantastic album to do on Storytellers.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed. And it closes out with the second version of Innocent When You Dream. And I will have to say, I don't love the vocal arrangement of Innocent, the first Innocent When You Dream.
Right.
It sounds like a broken down merry-go-round playing as he kind of barks through the lyrics. And then the second one, it's more introspective. And I mean, it is amazing how he does that. He takes the same exact lyrics and takes one and makes it introspective and kind of soul crushing. And then the first one is just like, all right, he's back in his breaking down carnival, barking and selling you the snake oil. But when he said, I made a golden promise that we would never part. I gave my love a locket and then I broke her heart. So
That's
again, we're
good.
getting to that end of it. Like he broke her heart. He can't go home. Pure regret, rags to rags. The circle's complete.
Yeah, that was a great. Like I'm like, oh my god, we're getting it again. But man, when you get the change on that very last song when he does "Innocent When You Dream" and closes it out,
Yeah.
Man, and I'm just like, and that was a strong. Like I didn't, like you said from the beginning, I didn't like it the way the first cut was, or the first cut that we listened to. When you get that last cut, the lyrics make more sense.
Yeah.
And the lyrics, because I think you feel the emotion in the song, and so I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, I agree. And it's crazy how the same song would be on my skip list. Like I don't need to hear that first version. It's it's very merry-go-round in its song structure, and it doesn't work for me. And even the lyrics I don't really spend any time with because I dislike the arrangement so much. But then it comes back to it, and this is after these last two ballads where he's just kind of bearing his soul and he's filled with nothing but regret. And now this song hits in a completely different way. And I think that's kind of the brilliance of Tom Waits is you can take the same exact lyrics and make them hit in a way that's completely different. And if you see him perform, he performs the song the second way. He doesn't perform it that, kind of merry-go-round, just very strange. Like it's like almost like the merry-go-round and the music box in the merry-go-round is broken. So the speaker kind of got hit with a hammer and it sounds that bad. But then this next one, it just, you feel it in a different way. And those lyrics after Train Song, when he's talking about not being able to go home, he's sorry about what he did. He's just riddled with regret. And all this, this wild journey to become the greatest only has its one good moment. And that's kind of that Frank Sinatra sounding crooner song in Vegas. What is that one? That is the second version of Straight to the Top. And that's another one where they're both different. I can honestly say I don't really like either one.
Either one of them now.
I could skip both of them and be perfectly fine. But when you listen to the Vegas version, you hear that success and it's
Yeah.
great and I'm making it and I'm the man and you're like the Rat Pack and here you are doing your thing in Vegas. And then it's as the song ends, you get this kind of like twisted melody bleeding into I'll Take New York when he thinks I'm going to go take New York, much like he thought he was going to with the Broadway play. And it doesn't work out that way. And then the rest is just the falling apart. He's got the telephone call. He's got to go back and nothing but regret to close the album out, where he's at the top. He's in Vegas and everything from there goes down.
Goes downhill.
So,
yeah.
I don't like all falls apart.
I don't like I don't know what kind of style you call that, but like I know the Vegas version, but the I don't know what the other style's called, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is.
Let me see. What did I put in my notes for the
it's
first one?
Like I called it like cha cha. Maybe cha cha is not right, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that?
It's like I don't know what you call it. It's somebody out there, or if you get to it, but I'm gonna pass on both.
I put weird bongo jam. That was my notes.
Yeah.
So the first one's a weird bongo jam. The second one is a annoying kind of Rat Pack jam, and
I felt like I was
notable.
Like I felt like Ricky Ricardo should have been in that bongo song. Like Babalu. I was waiting for Babalu to kick out. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. So not and lyrically, I understand its necessity. Right. So if you're out there and you're thinking, how could you say that? There's a lot going on in this album that so thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Appreciate that.
You love Bob. Rags to rags description. Yeah, that's kind of the way he does it. And so yeah, with the structure and why it's there, I understand, especially with the kind of triumphant Rat Pack version that we get in the second one, but I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. I mean, I understand in the play, in the context where it falls. So if you're a Tom Waits guy, I'm a fan. Don't beat me up, but I just don't like it. So now, all right, now we got any other lyrics? Oh wait, I did have one more. I had More Than Rain, and I described that song as a Parisian cafe jam sung through an 80s CB radio. So that's my thought on the song itself. That was my notes, but I did like some of the lyrics. Mm-hmm. I can't say I enjoyed the song, but it's none of our pockets are lined with gold. Nobody's caught the bouquet. There are no dead presidents we can fold. Nothing is going our way. And it's more than trouble I've got myself into. It's more than woe-begotten gray skies now. So this is where he's beginning to realize, oh crap, I did not do this right. And I like the lyrics, like the weird Parisian sound and the CB radio delivery. Like it's either sounds like it's sung through a CB radio or a megaphone. And I don't enjoy it so much, but the narratively where it's going to, it makes sense.
Absolutely.
But it kind of comes in a slog of the album, I would have to say. So
it's badly placed.
Mm-hmm.
It's badly placed in the lineup.
Yeah. I think lyrically, it fits more toward the end of the album when he realizes, okay, I messed this up. And, then we get, it moves into, the kind of one big moment. But yeah, I thought it, as a song, I didn't enjoy it, but lyrically, I understood its necessity. But it's kind of like when we were talking about Wicked, when we analyzed that, are there songs, if it was in a play, get rid of the song and turn it into lyrics? That's what I'll say with this one. Like, make it lyrics. I don't want to hear that song, but if it's lyrics, not lyrics, make it dialogue instead of lyrics. The dialogue would be strong and kind of move the narrative along well, but as a song, Parisian, CB jam, no thanks. I'll pass. So that gets us to our next category. And I know we have some on this one. April says skip the album, but she doesn't count. She had
Oh,
2 songs she liked. There were 2 she's like, "Oh, that's not so bad." And then one that she actually liked. But what do you have for a skip on this one?
getting rid of Frank's theme. My goodness, Frank's theme is bad.
Mhm.
It's well, like we said at the beginning of the show. Sometimes you can't be a sycophant for all the. I can, I like Tom Waits. Now
Mhm.
hearing him for the first time, I appreciate his music, but I'm not a sycophant like you said, and so I'm going to get rid of Frank's theme. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip straight to the top both versions. I just don't need either one of them. I understand the lyrics, like you said. I can appreciate the lyrics, but I can still skip it because I know what's going on. And then I know you like telephone. I'm not going to skip telephone call from Istanbul. I wish it had been placed in a different area, maybe.
Yeah. But narratively, it's
It
making it where he gets that call that kind of
Yeah,
snaps him out and makes him want to go
go
home.
home. Yeah,
So
I guess.
again, you know what? You can do like we did to Wicked. You can make it dialogue in the
Yeah,
play.
I think that for
So
me,
dialogue it.
yeah, dialogue it, and I think that fits perfect. But and then my last one I'm skipping is yesterday is here. Uh,
Okay.
yesterday, it's 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 all right, but it's just too. It's just like this long. It's like this long of a song.
Yeah. Yeah. Not it doesn't I don't feel like that really serves much purpose on it.
Yeah,
And if you disagree, feel free to let us know
yeah,
because honestly, this one was one of my there's certain albums where I have a chance to play them multiple times, like 3 or 4 before we come to the show.
yeah.
This one, I was doing LA Comic Con all weekend. I had tickets to a concert last night, so I literally got 2 listens. So I had to really
I
put
got
on the
you.
English major hat and spend time with the lyrics, reading them instead of listening to them. So upon more listens, maybe it would grow on me, but some of the songs I can say absolutely wouldn't, because on second listen, and then I did kind of a third as I was driving home today, I liked them less the more
Yeah,
I heard them. Like they actually annoyed me more than they did on the first round. So I can say that I don't think any of these ones that are going to be on my skip list would grow on me. Like you can talk about the lyrics, but I have to enjoy it as a song, not just
words.
structurally
Yeah,
a play, because I'm listening to an album. I'm playing a record. I'm not playing a play. If I'm playing Wicked, when we were going to be covering the second Wicked, we've already covered the first. When I'm playing that, I know I'm listening to a play, but the songs tell the story in a way better than this, where this is so esoteric
yeah.
and strange that you don't quite know what story he's telling. You can pick up pieces of it, but it's a lot harder to pull the story out of it. And that was one of the biggest criticisms when it was a play, is that what the hell was happening here? They're confused by it. So with this, I would say something like Wicked that is a proper Broadway, it follows a line where those songs, even if you don't watch it, you can
Understand
understand
it.
what's happening completely through the songs. Or one of my favorite concept albums, The Hazards of Love by the Decemberists, it's a very coherent story from start to finish. You know what's happening. Sure, it gets a little bit, more surreal in certain points where you have to do a little bit more digging, but it's a perfect narrative that tells a story that's understandable. Where the narrative is very unfocused at times, and I'm sure that's what he was going for. He's not handing us anything on an easy platter. He's going to make you have to dig and think, and that's great, because you're also like you said, you're talking about the 80s, and this isn't some synthesizer, big hair bop your thing. It's like, no, it belongs more in the 30s than it
Yeah,
does in the 80s.
yeah,
That this is right at home with him out there on the windswept plains, moving his covered wagon around and trying to sell us the snake oil. And it's
yeah.
just it fits that better than it fits anything that you would imagine from the 80s. And Rain Dogs, you gotta make that your next list, and that one's another
Will
one.
do.
It's from the 80s, but you would not pick up that it's from the 80s. It is so out there. And I think that's what I enjoy about it, is it comes from this, this time when music became very redundant because it's what worked. It was formulaic. And I love the 90s, but I'll say the same thing. It happened then. Grunge became kind of cookie cutter and carbon copy and boring. It started great, but like everything, it's my multiplicity theory.
Yeah.
And the first clone is acceptable. There's your Stone Temple Pilots. No offense to Stone Temple Pilot fans, but I like them. But they are a Pearl Jam copy when they start out. But then you get the copy of the copy and the clone of the Seven Mary 3, which is the clone of the Stone Temple Pilots. And it's dog shit and it's horrible.
It's
And
bad.
it's that clone of a clone. And you get the same thing in the 80s. You get the same thing in the 90s and the 2000s. The copy of the copy is a blathering idiot, like the Michael Keaton clone of the clone. Is like, all right, that's the guy who's walking around as, hey, Steve. And it's like, that's not the good version. And Tom Waits is not giving us the clone of the clone. He's coming out and giving you something wildly original in a time when originality started to kind of dry up. And it's like, okay, here's the copy of a copy of the hair metal bands. And you go from, Poison to Winger. And yeah,
right.
It always goes wrong when you copy the copy. But Tom Waits, who's going to try to copy him? I mean, good luck. You'll sound like a complete moron if you tried to copy him. But yeah, let's see. That one, I forget what we were talking about. I lost my thought.
Skipping songs.
Skipping songs. So my first skip, Temptation. As it started, I'm like, all right, this winter. It's got that. Like we hit that do like that Carnival Barker theme's kicking in, and then what the hell? His voice. He's singing in this. He's trying to sing like a woman in that one. Well, and it's all high pitched, and then he's just crooning at certain points. So I am going to skip his voice in that song, have him re-record it with his proper Carnival Barker growl, and I'll probably like that song. But the way he sings that one lost me. Oh,
yeah, it had good lyrics. I didn't skip it, but I won't like focus on it.
Yeah, I'm skipping his lyrical delivery and re-recording it proper. Like if he sings it live, and I haven't heard him sing it live, I've only seen him twice, and neither time did he sing it. But I would imagine he would sing it in a different way in a live performance. He's not going to sing it in that like that woman's falsetto that he's doing in this one. If he sang it in his proper growl, I would probably love this song. But I'm going to skip the lyrical delivery and say, please re-record it. Give me like the 2025 remaster, sung the right way, and I would enjoy the song. So it's not a full skip, it's a lyrical delivery skip.
That's why I asked about it earlier, because I knew that Ed and I have been doing this show for 42 episodes now. You learn a thing or two about your partner when you know what they're going to like or dislike. That's why I asked earlier in the show, what do you think about this one? And I knew.
We'll discuss it later. Yeah. Oh. And as I was running, I was like, no, what the fuck? I hate it so much more now. So yeah, the way he sings it, I mean, go and listen to it. Discover it for yourself. He sings it like a woman, but when it's Tom Waits pretending he's a woman, it's brutal. It is.
That makes me wonder if that's the
is it trying to be a woman? Is that the girlfriend singing it? Maybe. I mean, it would make sense.
Because this is like we said, it's based on a play, or he wanted to turn it in. So I wonder again, because this song's, like I said, it's been covered a bunch of times. I wonder if this was her part of the show. Yeah. The girlfriend he left.
Or that's her song. Yeah.
That's her song. I don't know.
And it would make sense. And I would see that as that. But instead of bringing in a good woman vocalist, which, you know what, you can always hire someone in the studio and have a woman sing it, and then it would have probably been on my top list, not on my skip list. But when he's doing his best to sing like a woman, easy pass for me. I mean,
Right.
re-record it with a good voice. I'll listen to a cover of it any day because I enjoy the lyrics, I enjoy the instrumentation, but that voice, I can't take it. And it's I tried it. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it again, and it just made me angrier. So, like I said, the ones I wanted to skip became more skippable upon listen instead of less. Where sometimes a song will grow on you. You're like, you know what, I miss this nuance or this subtlety, and now I kind of enjoy it. But that one did not. And my 3 skips in a row were Please Wake Me Up, Frank's Theme, and More Than Rain. I really disliked that sequence of songs. It almost pulled me out of the album, but then it comes in way down in a hole, and it's like, I'm back. Thank you, Tom Waits, because I was losing it. So you get obnoxious vocals, merry-go-round from hell instrumentation, and then for the More Than Rain, you get this Parisian cafe,
Yeah.
and I just didn't like it. The derelict carnival vibes that were going on, just there was nothing really musical about about, at least, Wait Please Wake Me Up and Frank's Theme. There was nothing musical. It's just like a broken recording from a merry-go-round, that you're listening to. And those 3 songs pulled me out hard, and then way down in a hole brought me back, where it's kind of like, I'm sitting here, I'm agreeing with my wife, who's a hater, and I need to bring me back, Tom. And he did. He
Yep,
did,
it did.
fortunately. Like, the album won me back, but those 3 songs in a row I felt were just terrible.
Yep.
Like vinyl skip terrible, where at least it's 3 of them. I could be 1,
Yeah, you could.
2, 3, skip.
You,
But it's not like just one. Where you think, oh, if it's only one, Frank's Theme is short enough, I could
yeah,
let it go. But the fact that it's part of a trilogy
really.
sequence that I despise, I would take the effort to move that needle. And I don't have the vinyl yet. I waited too long to order it, and I will. I'll buy this one. I'll buy it. I have Rain Dogs. I have Real Gone on vinyl. Those are probably my 2 favorite Tom Waits, and they're
Right.
different eras. The Real Gone is 90s era Tom Waits, and you have Sins of My Father. I that's a road trip song. Play it while you're on a road trip in the middle of nowhere, and it'll mess with your head. It's good stuff. So Make It Rain, that's great stuff. But that's wrong album. That's Real Gone. But those are my 2 favorite Tom Waits albums. So if you're a Tom Waits fan, you're listening to this, what are your favorite Tom Waits albums? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know what your favorite songs is. Let us know if you think we're wrong about that sequence of songs. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Tom Waits, we talked about this last week. We talked about it on Bob Dylan, Black Licorice bands. Tom Waits is absolutely a Black Licorice band. He is an acquired taste, and there are people who hate it. Like, they don't like his vocals, they don't like his strange arrangements. They are not on the Tom Waits bandwagon. And then there are those who love it. So he's much like we talked about 9 Inch Nails, much like we talked about Bob Dylan.
Bob
They're
Dylan, yeah.
black. He's the Black Licorice one, and April does not like the Black Licorice. And plenty of people agree with her. Probably more people agree with her than
And
agree with
us.
me, because
Yeah.
otherwise he'd be, this multi-platinum selling artist. And you hear about the love for his albums, but you don't hear, oh, he sold, 2 million copies, because that's maybe he's gone platinum. I don't know. I know this particular one didn't, but
Here, not every singer for me has to have. I appreciate him because he's not those auto tune guys. He's not the. He doesn't need a bunch of machines to make him sound good.
yeah.
And so that's what I appreciate about
Yeah.
this
And
album. And but he sang good. I mean, other than a couple of weird things here and there. But I don't know if that was part of the album. But overall, I enjoyed the heck out of this album, and I don't know how you could. I mean, I guess again,
but
music is subjective.
there are those that hate him.
Yeah.
His vocal style is very it's unique, and he changes it up. And we were talking about Train Song.
Yeah.
It legitimately sounds like he's crying the lyrics of the
Yeah.
song, and it works because they're
It's
very dark lyrics, because this is that moment of truth where he realizes everything I did was wrong. All the choices I made were wrong. I broke her heart. I shouldn't have left. I should have stayed, let my life be play out the way it would. Chasing this dream turned to nothing but sorrow. And yeah, I that you get some different styles of vocals, and some work, some don't. Definitely don't love some of them myself, but
yeah.
overall, I love what he does. He's someone, like I said, I'm a fan of. I drove 5 hours to Phoenix because I knew I was not going to miss his performance, and
Right.
8 hours to San Francisco, but that was not intentional. I think I was going because, yeah, it was like Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, Metallica, playing acoustic sets, and the Who. I mean, that was such a damn good show.
Yeah. I
Those
can
Bridge
imagine.
School shows were just phenomenal. You get, that each band playing acoustic that's not normally acoustic, especially Metallica. Like an acoustic Metallica set was something else. But yes, that's seek it out. There's a lot of live recordings out there on YouTube of Bridge School. Look for them because they are all really strong. All right, so this one I think is pretty easy for today. We keeping this or returning it to the used bin?
I am keeping it. Again, I appreciate the stylistic. Again, I if I want to just sit there and listen to the same thing over and over again, like I said, I'll go put on some of my '80s stuff, or I'll go put on uh and people are gonna get mad at me if I want to hear the same stuff over and again. I'll go put on Britney Spears or Backstreet Boys, something like that. That's all the same stuff. This
Yeah,
is a good album where you're all over the place. And if and again, I'm going to take it back to the carnival. You are on every ride in the carnival,
yeah,
every ride in the carnival, and that's fantastic. And that's what I like in an album. Sure, there's some songs that we skipped. Sure, there's some stuff that we didn't quite understand. And again, this is I only got 2 listens like you did, so this is one I will go back and revisit over and over again to try to understand um, exactly what he is speaking about here.
yeah.
So I'm keeping it. I like it. This is my, I'm definitely going to dig deeper, as we
Mhm.
talked about in some of our chats. That I will dig
Yeah,
deeper into his library and see, and go with it. I am a
yeah.
fan. I was a fan of his acting. Again, he's not winning any Oscars or anything,
No.
but he does real good in his like I said, Rentfield, and he does real well in the Outsiders and things like that. So
Yeah,
I was a fan of his as an actor. So I'm
yeah,
gonna be I like his music. So I'm a
yeah.
fan. I'm a fan.
His
I'm a fan.
EGOT chances are slim,
Yeah.
although he does have Grammys, so he has that. And you could see him getting an Oscar if they used one of his songs in a movie. I guess you could get him, but it's the Tony. It's like, yeah, you already tried your hand at the Broadway thing, and it was not spectacular. Even his fans look back and say it was a nice swing for the fences, but not
Yeah.
ultimately a home run.
And if you
So
and if
yeah,
anybody wants to help us get our first Emmy, go ahead and like this, like and subscribe our show.
there you
Ed and
go.
I would love an Emmy for first
Take it.
impressions.
We got to get the first step of the EGOT. And
Right.
that, since I can't sing, it's probably the only step we're gonna get, but we'll take it.
We can get Oscars for best acting. So
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, there you
We'll
go.
take that. So, I mean, mine, I'm keeping it. I'm gonna buy the vinyl proper so I can
Yeah.
play it and enjoy it. Add it to my collection of Tom Waits stuff. Although most of my Tom Waits is on CD. I
Oh,
have the majority of her stuff, like Alice and Blood Money. I have on CD. Mule Variations. I don't have a lot of his stuff on vinyl, so I need to kind of port his
find it.
my collection of his stuff over to vinyl.
Finding him on vinyl sometimes is very difficult because I mean
Yeah.
I can go on I can go on Amazon all day long.
Mhm.
I like to find stuff in the wild if
Mhm.
I can first. I want it to be that oh look what I found in the wild. I don't.
Mhm.
It's easy to go to Amazon and easy and things
Yeah.
like that, but finding these types of albums in the wild is the
Yeah,
best
that's
part
the
of the.
fun.
It's the best part of the hunt.
Yeah, I found one of his albums at the horror con I did. This guy was just selling albums. I'm like, ooh, he's got a Tom Waits. I'll pick that
Nice.
one up. I haven't played it yet, but I will. It's one of the ones I haven't heard, but we had to do our deep dive into this one first. So now we have. I'm ready for what he's got next. So yeah, I'm a fan. I'll keep it. I'll buy it on vinyl proper so I can listen to it and then just take the effort to skip those 3 songs and move on to the good stuff. So
Nice.
next week we will be digging into. Whoops, that's not it. That's
That's
the
not
wrong
it.
thing. That's your
Sorry.
thing. Nope, nope. We will share that next because that needs to be shared. But next week, the Black
Black
Keys.
Keys. Yes.
Yes, it should be good. It's No Rain, No Flowers. I hate that cover, but I'm not judging the cover. I think that's a dumb looking cover, but that's okay. Maybe I'll like the album because I do like the Black Keys. I'm a
Yeah.
fan, so
I'm looking
we'll
forward to
see.
this one.
But I also enter any album this late in a career of a band with caution because I've been let down before. Brian Adams, sorry.
Hey.
Sorry, and his Nickelodeon jams. So yes, and oh no, it's not just him. Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam. I can start naming them. I won't just shit on your bands. I'll shit on my own. They all Green Day, their new album sucks. I saw them yesterday. Great show, new songs. So yes, I'm not just gonna. I don't just trash other music. I'll trash my own bands I love because I can still love them and not love their new albums. Like Smashing Pumpkins, if they announce a tour tomorrow, I am buying my tickets right away. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna love the new material they play. So
Right.
yes, next week we will be digging into that. But this week we got more stuff to talk about. Dash, tell us what is going on right now.
All right. So this is my brand new novel, Hybrids. This is a sci-fi military action adventure monster book. This is all about Captain James Archer Bowman. He thought he'd seen the worst the world had to offer. He's got combat scars. He's lost brothers, and shadows of old wars are haunting him. But he's picked up by Apex. Apex is an alternate parallel Earth exploration unit that goes into different portals and for rescue missions or finding information. But this time they met their match, and they're trapped in this pocket dimension with every animal is a hybrid. Every animal is a hybrid. Every plant is a hybrid, um, and they're faced with Gorigators, scorpion centipedes. You got spider vultures, and then you got a ruthless warlord named Kuda, who wants to keep everybody there. This is his world, and they find friendship with alien races there that are there, and they're stuck. They're stuck, and so if you like Predator, if you like Stargate, if you like Jurassic Park, this is the book for you. It's on sale now. It is right now currently available in Kindle as well as hardcover. You can check it out. The soft cover will be dropping October 16th as well. So we'll have it in 3 different formats. This is the first of a series for me on this one. You can also find all my other books on Amazon as well. I have my one of my first Western on there, Western horror. So if you like supernatural, that one's on there, and I have a nonfiction book on there as well. You can go check them out.
Yep. Do you have the link?
I do. Here it is. Let me grab
Drop
it
that link.
as soon as I can. See if I can. See if it lets me do it this time. Last time, I'm going to put it into.
Thinks it's not safe for work or something.
Probably going to put it in private chat. There you go. I have put it over into private chat for you.
Yeah, because I went to the link and it took me to this gigantic link. We don't want that one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do this. All right.
See if that does it.
Let me drop this in the comments. You want to get over there and grab this book. I will be getting mine because today is payday. So yesterday would be not the day I'm buying anything. So there it is. There's your link to Hybrids. You can pick up your copy now. So yeah,
Yeah,
why
make sure
wait?
you leave it. And make
It's
sure you leave.
payday for everyone.
Yeah,
Enjoy
make
it.
sure you leave a comment or a review. Let me know what you thought about it.
Yeah.
Uh, on Amazon, when you put a book on Amazon, the reviews help help let us know how we're doing on there, and love to hear from you guys if you get it. And we're already working on the second one.
Nice.
So and these are going to be bigger monsters, bigger and badder monsters, and more shenanigans. You'll find
Nice.
out more about this world. You'll find out how it happened. Lots of stuff going on. So
Excellent. Yes. Head over, buy it. I'm going to do the same thing. I have to get my copy of Hybrids. And I will be back on Saturday with Saturday Morning Comic Talk properly in the studio. So tune in Saturday. And then next week, as we've already said, we'll be talking about the new Black Keys. Is it better than the cover? It better be. Beyond
I'm
that, I'm
looking forward.
excited.
I am
I
looking
like the
forward to
Black
this
Keys.
one. Yeah, I do.
And
Too.
I bought it on vinyl already because I was able to get one of the signed copies that they dropped on their website. So happy to have the signed copy. Whether I love the album or not, I'm happy to have a signed one. So tune in next week. We will be talking Black Keys. Tune in on Saturday. We'll be talking. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out tonight. So we'll be talking stuff. That's what I can promise. Until then,
All
have a
right.
great rest of your week, and we will see you next Wednesday.